I've become a firm believer that the best way for you to unlock the entire fretboard is to use the same chords that you already learned in first position, cowboy chords, but adapting them to be used anywhere on the neck, in any key, for any song, and it's easy to learn. I'm going to show you this right now, but stick around because after that, I'm going to share a quick bonus technique that works as a perfect companion to this method. You probably already know basic chords in first position. G, D, A, E, all the cowboy chords. Well, you can use those anywhere on the neck. I can take a C chord, treble strings, open, one, open. Well, I can take that shape and move it up the neck. Let's play it in G, 7, 8, 7. That's a G, see? But it's up here, and it's shaped like a C. That's actually a chord you already know. That's a D chord. You just hadn't thought of it like that maybe because you were used to playing it with these open strings. What if we wanted to make the D minor? We would take the third, that one on the top, the F sharp, and we would just lower it 1/2 step or 1 fret. That's already movable. You don't have to do anything with that. You could play it anywhere. A G minor. That's 7, 8, 6. How about a G? There's two ways to play a G in open position. You could play it with the open B string. That's going to sound very major. Or you could play the D on that string, and that's going to take out a little bit of the color, but it's going to give it more power. Let's play that G shape and bring it up the neck and make it a D. 7th fret, that's where you're going to make your bar. You're just going to put your pinky on the 10th fret, because that's the 3rd fret relative to the 7th. There you go, D major. If you wanted to give it more power and less color, you just bar your pinky on that 10th fret, 7, 10, 10, instead of 7, 7, 10. Two ways to play a D that's shaped like a G. Now an A also gives you a choice. Typically you would play an A open, open, 2, 2, 2, open. So if we just take that shape as is and bring it up here, 7th fret, there's a D that you can play in the shape of a G or in the shape of an A. You can play it 7, 7, 10, or you can play it 7, 7, 5. Now in open position, we also do A minors. You probably already do A minor bar chords. Now for an E, it's 1, open, open. Let's play that same D chord and then turn it into an E shape. That's when we're barring the pinky. So these two notes are on the 10th fret. If you move your bar to the 10th fret on the G string, you're going to be on the 11th fret. Same chord, but now you've got the 3rd back to give it some color. They're both a D. So learning these movable shapes gives you a ton of flexibility because you can play the same thing in multiple different ways. So let's put these together and really get a framework for playing in specific keys that we can move anywhere on the neck. If we learned a 4-1-6-5 progression, that's a perfect 4th, a major 1st, a minor 6th, and then a perfect 5th. In G, that would be 4, 1, 6, 5. C, G, E minor, D. Let's move that up to the key of D. We already learned our D chord that's shaped like a G. We already learned our G chord that's shaped like a C. All we have to do is move that up 2 frets to have an A chord that's shaped like a C for the minor 6th. All we have to do is bar the 7th fret, and now we have a B minor. Let's try it. Up the neck, thinking of everything in terms of its relativity to the 7th fret. The 7th fret is our reference point that the nut was when we were in open position. 4, 1, 6, 5. C shape, G shape, E minor shape, D shape. But it's really a G, a D, a B minor, and an A. Let's try that with a backing track. So this is going to be an F, and we're going to use G shapes. Instead of barring on the 12th, which would be G, same as an open, we'll just bring everything down. So our 4 is going to be a C shape, 10, 11, 10. Our 1, a G shape, but it's going to be 10, 10, 13. Our minor 6th to be an E minor shape, and it's going to be 10, 10, 10. And our 5th, another C shape, but relative to where we're barring, we could think of it like a D, and that's going to be 12, 13, 12. But it's really B flat, F, D minor, and C. That's our C shape. That's our G shape. That's our E minor shape. That's our D shape. Four. Now 1. Now minor 6th. Now the 5th. That's the B flat. Now we're going to the F. Now the D minor. Now the C. And we could do that anywhere. It's easy. It's the same chords we already know. We're just moving them around. You can do this for any key that you play in open position. You can do G shapes like we just showed you. 1, 4, 5, minor 6th. What if you wanted the second? A minor. And you could just make a conceptual nut at any fret and think relative to that, because that's already what you've trained yourself to do. Let's try it with C shapes. C, G, F, A minor. What if we brought that up? And we could put that anywhere. All you have to do is sit down, show yourself a key you know how to play open position, think about how you could do that as movable chords in any position. When you start to collect these, oh, I can play in movable G shapes, I can play in movable C shapes, I can play in movable D shapes, you really start to see the fretboard. Things really open up for you because they'll connect to each other. Just like how our D chord can be in a G shape, but then changing one note puts it in an E shape. You'll see how the ends of these things connect to each other. You'll know your way around the whole thing. The truth is, you only need one of these movable keys to be able to play in any key. And if you don't know how to find your key, definitely watch this video. It'll show you exactly how to do that. Later on in our Winging It guitar series, we're going to do other versions of this. Definitely subscribe if you're digging it. Now for the bonus! I showed you a movable framework for G shapes. Now I'm going to show you a movable scale. This would be a G scale on the treble strings. Open 1, open 1, 3, open 2, 3. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Movable. Reference point in our mind is the 12th fret, and we're thinking relative to that string. We have the 12th fret. We have the 14th fret. Instead of open, we have the 12th fret. We have the 13th fret. We have the 15th fret. We have the 12th fret. Instead of the 2nd fret, we have the 14th fret. And instead of the 3rd fret, we have the 15th fret. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. But you can do that anywhere. Let's do a D major scale. It's shaped like a G major scale. Our reference point is going to be the 7th fret now. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Practice that because it will come in handy. And we can overlay, conceptually, that scale right onto our chords. So if we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that means we know the 1, 3, and the 8, the 1, 3, and the 5, those would be your major chords. We know 2, 5, 7, the notes that are in your 5th, 1, 4, 6, that would be the notes that are in your 4th, 1, 3, 6, that would be the notes that are in your minor 6th. By knowing this, and knowing this, we really know where we are, and we know what we're doing. And we can take that knowledge, learn it once, and apply it anywhere on the fretboard. You don't need to know what key you're in. You just need to know where your reference point needs to be, and then you know, relatively speaking, where everything is. You can use this scale to add decorations to those chords you were playing, because knowing the scale means you know what notes are in the key. And if you know what notes are in the key, you know what notes you can experiment with. You can use it to make riffs and licks, or even take a solo. What is the one thing that keeps you from being willing or comfortable playing in front of other people? What stops you from making music that makes people happy? I want to know. Leave a comment below with your answer. Let's get a conversation going. If you still don't know how to determine the key of the song by ear, definitely watch this video. Also, there's a whole playlist now of these Wing It videos. Check them out right here. That way you know where on the neck you need to put your movable scales.